let's just get going. So I have Sawtooth here today, guys. Say what's up, man.
Hey, what's up?
I think this this the first time you're formally on the channel and not just reacting to a video of yours?
I, I, well, our first playthroughs,
Yeah, true. That
but
does
like
technically
actual
count.
like commentary type video or like podcasting, this is definitely the first. This is definitely the first that we've been like actually like talking, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, one on one. Well, this is
And that's
dope,
not
man.
like playing a game.
Sadly, the whole squad, Nerix and Callahan, couldn't be here, but make sure you guys go subscribe to them because they are the homies. They're grinding as well. Nerix is out of town right now, but he's really doing well. When he comes back, I'm sure he's gonna do big numbers. But we're here to talk about obviously Cold War Zombies, and we're what 2 weeks and a day out from release. Is that correct? Am I wrong?
Um,
I believe that's correct.
Something like that. It's definitely been 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I personally have made a little progress on the things that I wanted to go for, like diamond camo, and I've been enjoying it. I feel like the whole consensus, you're using big words out here today, is that everybody, like not just the zombies players, but everybody is at least enjoying it. We've got Tim the Tatman playing, Tifu playing, everybody. Shroud, Myth was playing at least kind of
Oh,
regularly
really?
actually. Yeah, he was playing
I didn't
like,
know about him playing it.
yeah, I followed him. I was sub to him for a while, but yeah, I only follow him now, and I saw him like last week. I know during like the first and the beginning of the second week he was playing it a lot.
Hmm.
Um yeah, so it's cool to see that, seeing the zombies community get recognition and pull numbers. But I will say, I don't want to get too much into this, but the odd thing is that Greg and I feel like a couple other YouTubers are like their views aren't as well, aren't doing as well as what you would think with all the recognition, and I feel like that's a little
Yeah.
weird. Um, I know personally for us, we don't usually expect our videos to get more than at least 20 to 30 views in the first day. So if it does better than that, at least for me, it's a good video.
Yeah.
Um, do you see that problem anywhere? Like
Yeah,
the
no,
views?
I completely get what you're saying, and yeah, it feels like there's been a lot of expansion of the zombies community, but like definitely not people who have been regularly posting it for years. Um, like you mentioned with like Greg and I, like a lot of the big YouTubers I've seen, like they're doing like fairly well, but like it's not like a you would expect the growth you would expect from a launch game. Like I feel like
Yeah,
since we're past the first week, we're past doing the tutorials and all that. I definitely can see how it's dropped off a lot.
yeah. The way I would look at it is very similar to the Black Ops 3 launch. Um, it was a lot of hype and a lot of views and a lot of people coming over and playing zombies, and it was very fun. However, the only thing missing this time is obviously that huge growth in subs. That was the first time, around the time when zombies YouTubers were hitting 1 million and 2 million and those huge milestones. And that's I mean, they're doing great. They're still doing great, like you said. The Smith Plays was kind of doing zombies there for a bit, and he went over to Nifty or whatever to do his Minecraft stuff, and I guess that's doing big. But honestly, it doesn't even really matter about the numbers. I'm happy enough to play the game and enjoy it enough to make content on it and spend 5 to 6 hours a day making a video that'll only get like 12 views on the first day, and that's perfectly fine with me. I really enjoy the game.
Yeah, I think we might be past the point where it's a lot. I think it's definitely compared to like back then. I think it's a lot harder to grow a channel that's purely based on zombies, and I think with the launch of this game has kind of shown that where it's like, yeah, there's an expansion like people wise, so we're actually like actively playing the game, but I don't really know if a lot of that growth is coming from zombies specifically. Like a lot of the big people, I think with an exception being, I would say Noah. I think he's pulling his most like average viewers wise. I could be completely wrong here, but his streams are always doing like insanely well. But he's
Yeah.
also a guy who hasn't just been doing zombies since Black Ops 4.
Uh-huh.
He because he did Warzone. He's played Among Us in the past.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
affiliated with a bunch of like real world, Cash App,
yeah,
100 Thieves, Nade Shot, things like that. So he's been doing well for himself. I think he was smart in that aspect. But
yeah.
yeah,
I think the it's interesting because I think the creators that are doing the best right now are even if they are like playing zombies a lot. Um, I think the people who are doing the best are the people who are doing multiple things, which is really interesting to see.
yeah, I like that. Like I know like a couple of years ago I probably wouldn't have told anybody this, but I have been watching Jacksepticeye and mainly his playthrough of Miles Morales Spider-Man. I've actually watched a couple playthroughs of that game, and that's kind of why I want to get the PS5. But yeah, I it's cool to see that people doing different things, and it's not just zombies. Like I'm sure Tim the Tap Man, he hasn't played in like a week, but I'm sure he'll come back to it when the new map drops or whatever. So that's very interesting to see how that'll go throughout the year, and hopefully it's to everybody's benefit. And the only thing we have to rely on are Treyarch not making this game bad, and people not stealing
Yeah.
other people's content.
I do
That's a
think too
big
it's
one.
kind of like shown how difficult it can be to be how like just as like a zombies only channel. Like there's still so much in the game that like that I have yet to do.
Yeah,
But I think this launch, although they're like all, as well, there's still a ton of videos that I still want to do. But I think it's kind of shown like that doing just solely zombies is not easy. Like it's actually really like difficult. And I think really playing through a launch of a game that has really good zombies because Black Ops 4, I I quit like after the first month and only
yeah.
posted like my first playthroughs for each of the maps.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. It's just been like I feel like it's not impossible, obviously, and yes, you like people can still you can still grow. Um, I don't think it's as easy as it used to be for sure. Um, but I think it's kind of shown like doing just zombies is not an easy thing,
Yeah,
and
I
I think
mean,
it's backed up by the biggest creators playing zombies right now are people who are like um have like multiple games they play.
I would say I don't mean to be contradictory here for contradictory sake, but I think it is easy just to do zombies. I mean, I can do it pretty easily, just zombies, but I can kind of see where you're coming from, where it's like I do want to post other games. Like I was planning on making a whole other channel for raw playthroughs and then uploading like reviews of the games on that channel, but I don't think I'm gonna do that at all. I think I'm just gonna review the game once I finish it, and I'm excited for that. Hopefully hopefully I'm not, almost done with the video and then a map drops for zombies and I have to, do a whole
Yeah.
week or two on that and then come back to the video. Like that would still be cool, but I would want to work on that, you know, while also uploading, maybe stream highlights or whatever, or streaming just anything. But yeah, to see multiple games is very interesting to me. But I think we should move on to the topic of XP, and
XP.
yeah, I don't know, I got into a little bit of a scuffle with Vil and his chat, and I was talking. I don't want to like call them out or anything. It was obviously for it was funny. They're bagging on me because I didn't have the same experience as they did. I was experiencing okay leveling in zombies. It wasn't too crazy. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't I was leveling like crazy. Noah J said he leveled his 1911 from like level 3 to level 28 in around 30 game.
Oh
And
wow.
I just didn't experience that. And I had like a day of double XP with the stupid Mountain Dew and Doritos crap. So, and I was using the 1911 around the same time. I don't follow Noah J on Twitter. I do see his videos in my subfeed. I don't really, follow him anymore, but I didn't experience that. He showed me that tweet and I was just like, okay. I haven't seen that at all. And most of the people, I'd say that most of the people in our group anyways, were saying that it wasn't bad, like it was actually more towards the slower side. And I wouldn't agree with you there. I feel like it was a bit faster than multiplayer. And I enjoyed that because, you know, I'm a little zombies dweeb, as they would call me in Ville's chat. But yeah, I didn't see a problem with it beforehand, and I kind of don't see a problem with it now, even though... Is Double XP still active?
Yes, it will be until I
Okay.
believe the 30th.
Gotcha. All right, so I could be wrong on that. It might be worse after Double XP ends, but I don't know. We'll see.
My experience with XP has not been great.
Really?
I used the M79. I
Okay.
got it. Definitely, probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest gun to get camos and to level up. Maybe not camos, but anymore at least. But to level up the weapon. I took it to round 41. I got it from the Coffin Dance Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
It did not even go to level 9. Did not
Oof.
even go to level 9. It was painful. It was very painful. I know there's been a lot of like testing and people figuring out that after round 15, the XP gets cut in half. I think even pack-a-punching your weapon cuts your XP in half. Getting to round 30 cuts your XP in half. I
Yeah.
think that is absolutely stupid. I think ultimately, I think it'd be better if there was just a flat XP that zombies gave, so there was actually an incentive to go for high rounds. Because right now there's not. It's go into the game, get a bunch of levels, restart. I personally dislike that. I think there should be an incentive to go for high rounds, especially when it comes to XP. For leveling up, like character-wise, I think it's fine. I think even before double XP, I think that is fine. Weapon levels, though, I think are atrocious and they're very annoying right now.
Okay. I, I, I don't know about that because I was using the M79 and I had gotten it maxed out for the camos, but I was still working on the camos. And I took it to close to round 40, high round 30s, and I I could be mistaken, but I think I leveled it up at least 3 times, which for level 35 to 38, like that seems reasonable in a round 30 game with
Did you do
knifing
it
up
the
until round
first?
7.
Did you do it the first day of double XP?
Um no.
Oh,
Maybe, I don't know. This
because
is just so weird to me.
they nerfed the double XP after day one. Because
Okay.
day one it was
No, no,
ridiculous. Like it
no. It
was
was the
great.
first day or the second
Yeah.
day because yeah, I remember they were talking about the nerf and I had just gotten off and I just got in Ville's chat and they
Hmm.
started roasting me. Oh, dude, that was terrible. But yeah, moving on to something a little less what should I say? Oh god, I'm drawing a blank here. Whatever. We'll talk about the ray gun, okay? It
Hmm.
do you think it's too OP? Cuz I don't. I know
No,
people were
I don't
saying
think it's
this.
too OP. I think before when it was doing like 24,000 damage, that's a little bit ridiculous. I can see why they nerfed that, and I'm completely cool with that. I think the ray gun as it sits now is I really do think the ray gun should be powerful and it actually like gives an incentive to it and actually kind of adds to the game's identity as well. This is definitely the best ray gun we've seen, but I
Oh yeah.
like the way the ray gun sits now. The ammo nerf is a bit and maybe they took a little tiny bit too much off. But honestly, at least doing the main Hiron strategy right now, sitting up top at Noct, it's really not that big of an
Yeah.
issue, and I think the ray gun as it is right now is perfectly fine and it's okay.
I would agree. However, I would slightly disagree on the damage nerf because seeing as we don't have our beloved uh, Mustang and Sally anymore, I think the only thing that you could compare that to was the ray gun because of the mobility, the type of damage it did. It sometimes did more damage than the ray gun, and I think Black Ops 2 maybe. But yeah, it was. I think it needs to do a little bit more damage, if anything, but it's fine where it
Really?
is. Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. I just like the ray gun so much, and I feel like it needs its game where because Black Ops 4 completely shat on it. I disagree with that. That's one of the many reasons why I dislike Black Ops 4. Because like,
Honestly, I was watching an old video of the Smith Plays actually, and he was doing a top five like weapons list, and he put the ray gun at number one. I don't think the ray gun in Black Ops 4 is actually like bad, but is it practical?
it's
No.
not at all. No, no.
None of the guns are ever practical in that game besides wonder weapons
Because
and the
see,
Helion Salvo.
the thing is that the weapons themselves were at least good enough to get you to round 40 45, which is the round that I would usually go to on like 5 or something. But by
Yeah.
the time then, I would be hitting the box for the ray gun. And if I got the ray gun, it wouldn't be killing zombies on round 50. Like,
Hmm.
it would kill zombies, obviously, but it would take like half to three quarters of a clip to kill a whole horde. And
I
I
think
did
in
not
that
like
game you
that.
had to go for headshots with the ray gun for it to work.
Yeah, yeah. Um, it was still bad. I didn't like it. I don't know.
I forget the ray gun was even in that game, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that. On all of them actually. I think that's pretty interesting. I haven't seen that yet, but yeah, I don't think it's OP at all in this game. I think it's definitely not underrated. That's a fact. Everybody knows how good it is.
Oh yeah, it's the best gun in the game. It's even better than the Die Shockwave.
Yep, yep. I was gonna say that is the die shockwaves to me are a little underwhelming in when it comes to damage.
Yeah, that's
And
completely fair.
I feel like it's reasonable for them to not, care about this before the game like comes out. But after the game comes out, like they should see how everybody's using the ray gun, and that's kind of why I think the ray gun should also be have a bit more damage because the wonder weapon doesn't really do crap for you. So
Yeah, I honestly, if anything should be buffed, I think it should be the Shockwave. I think
hmm
if they made it so that with the health cap that it was always a one shot, I think that would be perfectly fine. And with its like ammo, I'm talking about the base version here. Um, but with its like base ammo and all of that, I think having it be a one shot would be perfectly fine. So it's like what four times you can use it to kill zombies.
yeah,
I think buffing it to that would be
I think
fair.
keeping the amount of zombies it kills and the range it does, but bumping the damage up to something. What was it? The fuse upgrade. The damage about that damage because that does do a lot of damage, but it only kills like up to 7, maybe 8 zombies in a horde. It's kind of
Yikes.
trash, yeah. But it does a lot of damage, and if the base shockwave did that much damage and they gave that weapon a little bit more damage, maybe kill a little bit more zombies, so you'd have an incentive to go for that. But yeah, I think it needs to do a little bit more damage. The ray gun just overpowers it so
Oh
quickly
yeah.
too, so quickly. I mean, you can get it to start the game off. It is pretty good before like round 25, but after round 25, you're gonna want to switch over to the ray gun
Oh yeah, for sure.
if you can get it. um, yeah. What would you say? Talking about underwhelming. What would you say is the most? Did I just ask this? Oh my god, I'm trying to blink. What would you? What would you say is the most underwhelming thing in this game? Is that what I asked?
Most you haven't asked that yet.
Okay, good.
The
I'm
most
spacing out here.
underwhelming thing in this game. I don't know. I mean, as well as like a bunch of other people went into this game with not really having a ton of expectations because because of Black Ops 4
Mm-hmm.
and how much or how excited I was for that game and how my soul just absolutely crushed. I mean, I quit YouTube for a year and a half. I wouldn't say it was solely because of that game, but I think that was definitely the nail in the coffin for me because
Yeah.
I was so excited for that game, like for months. That was the difference between Cold War and Black Ops 4. Was Black Ops 4 got revealed? I think it was in May. We actually got. I think we got like actual some
Yeah, it was
information
like the
for it.
battle, or no, you're right. It was just a bit of information.
Yeah, I mean, even I think it was the name of the game got revealed in March. So all of that time building up to October for Cold War, wasn't it? It was either
It was right at the start of September when the
yeah,
reveal came out.
and it gave like so much less time,
Two and a half
and we
months.
had like actual information, so there wasn't as much time to like build up hype, which I think the way they did it was perfectly fine.
Yeah,
It
and
really worked.
that's one thing. If you can say anything good about COVID, it's that it's improved companies' ability to be transparent in the form of social media. Like, I know it's kind of cringe
Yeah,
to see companies on social media kind of be like, hip, hey children, I'm on Twitter, shit like that. But I do like how they're presenting, like the Apple events and stuff like that, like high quality videos. And they did that with the Treyarch presentation for Cold War 2. And I like that. I feel like that helps a lot. I hopefully we see that more in the future. I doubt it though with the way that these cutscenes are looking. Maybe just for multiplayer. I don't know though. Um,
but yeah, to answer your question about like, I don't really know if I can think of something that's been like super duper disappointing. I mean, I know a lot of people have been complaining about multiplayer, but I think that'll get fixed eventually. The same thing happened with World War II, where at launch, multiplayer, regarded by a lot of people, just wasn't really there. But by the end of the life cycle, people were like, "Yeah, this is actually like really good. This is something I really really enjoy." If I had to say anything that's disappointing, I wouldn't say that this is a bad thing, but I just think I would say to some extent the lack of content on launch. Like we only have one zombies map. There's only one like side mode, and
there's
I wish there was more, but I think it's fine because the stuff we have already is really really good. I think more of an argument could be made for lack of content in multiplayer for sure, but as the game's life cycle goes on, there's going to be those gaps are going to get filled.
Yeah, I would say on the lack of content part, I agree. There were only 8 multiplayer maps at launch. There was a 9-hour campaign, which is, I guess, better than no campaign, and one zombies map, and then one, yeah, as you said, side mode that's only available for PS4 for a whole year. Luckily, I will be getting my brother's Cold War. I will not be opening it to fulfill the Christmas spirit for them. They're gonna load it up for the first time, and I'm gonna let them play. But after that first week, I'm getting my hands on that
Nice.
that mode. Yeah, but I would say to the people who don't like this multiplayer, what is your problem other than the crashing things that are
Oh,
crashings?
that's a hot take. That's a hot
Yeah,
take.
I absolutely love this multiplayer mode. The only problem is that every time I go back out of the lobby after a game ends, the game crashes. It just
Mm,
breaks down. And literally, I'm not being hyperbolic. It's not every other 3 games. It's not every other game. It's every game. And sometimes
that's
if I'm
rough.
playing like what is it, domination, it's during the half.
Ooh.
It's loading. It's got to be loading problems or something. I don't know. Maybe I have to put it on a different hard drive. But to the multiplayer aspect, when it runs well. I get my max 120 frames. I think it's smooth. I would compare this to Black Ops 2, the best multiplayer experience in Call of Duty ever.
Really?
And it's only going to get better with content if Treyarch doesn't fuck it up. I see that they don't understand XP that well, so that worries me. But I don't see how that could affect much of the gameplay. So yeah, I'm excited. I think this is going to be one for the history books.
I mean, I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, the crashes. I personally haven't experienced anything nearly as bad as I would say 99% of the people that I've like know that like are playing Cold War, and I've like posted on Twitter about Cold War and all its crashes. I've had some, but I haven't had like any heartbreaking like going for a high round and my game just crashes. I haven't had any of that, so I am thankful for that. But yeah, I think that's another thing that could be like, oh, pretty disappointing is the game has some issues running, that's for sure. I know for next gen consoles as well, it runs very or like it just it crashes a lot.
For I heard for next gen console, excuse me, for like the not the performance mode, but for like the high resolution with ray tracing, the Xbox Series X does better than the PS5, but in the performance
Interesting.
mode at the 120 hertz, the PS5 almost never drops. It
Oh
hits like
wow.
115 at sometimes, yeah, but it especially in the multiplayer, it's a smooth 120 hertz experience, which is
That's
awesome to
crazy.
see. Oh
I'm
yeah,
probably definitely gonna be doing that.
I can't wait to hook that up to my monitor if I do eventually get it. But yeah, damn. I just having so much fun. Like I'm doing really well too, which is surprising to me. And I'm doing really well constantly. Skill-based matchmaking, it doesn't feel like it's kicked in yet, you know? Like
Mm,
I've got almost a 2 KD, I've got almost a 2 win-loss ratio, and this is the best I've done since Black Ops 3, and that's only comparable because of the KD. The win-loss ratio in Black Ops 3 was garbage. When I'm actually
mm.
playing the objective, I'm having fun. I'm getting all my score streaks every game, and that's fun. And they don't feel like I'm getting them so often, even though I'm getting like 54 kills a game. So
Interesting.
I just have so much good to say about it. But the fact that the smoothness is ruined due to the crashes. Again, I might just have to change the hard drive it's on. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I can't relate at all to what those other people I'm saying. I know I look ignorant by saying that, but I don't care. I just don't see it.
Okay, that's definitely a hot take. I've only played 10 minutes of multiplayer, so I don't think I can
Mm,
give an accurate description of my full thoughts on it. But a lot of people are saying skill based matchmaking is the worst it's ever been. So
mm, mm. Yeah, I've been seeing Drifter say that as well, and again, I don't see it. I'm having wonderful games. I'm having a wonderful time. Maybe I don't know,
guess you're just
maybe
one of the lucky ones.
yeah, honestly, maybe there's something weird with my KD and or the way I play. I don't know. I don't know how it works in this game. I'm still expecting it to be worse than Modern Warfare when the seasons start, when they start dropping microtransactions and shit like that.
Yeah.
Unless I buy the microtransactions, I'm probably gonna have a terrible time playing because that's how Modern Warfare went. I had fun when I bought the DLC pass, but yeah, I didn't when I didn't. So we'll see how this one
Yeah.
goes. But I mean, yeah, is there anything that you hope to see in the next DLC or future DLCs? Like really anything. I know you want to see what the weapons that you want. Um, there's perks too. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming, man, and it's all free.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the post launch content for this game.
Hell yeah.
I'm really excited to see what perks they add. I think we're most likely going to have four. I'm not even talking about the leaks, but um, based on looking at the Wonder Fizz, there's 4 empty spots. So I think we can expect 4 new perks, and I think that could come with 4 new maps, and then those perks could be added to the old ones. So I'm really looking forward to see what they do with those perks because those perks will be upgradable with tiers unless
Mm-hmm.
they completely change that, and I don't know why they would. I'm really excited to see if and I hope they should um, add new guns. So it'd be cool to see stuff like the PPSH, the MP40, all of like those classic and really fun guns to return.
Oh yeah.
And then in general, just seeing new maps, and I hope they do a little bit more with the story. I do. I think it'd be cool to get at least a map with like a crew. Um, I'm really excited to see what they do with these. these post-launch maps because there's a lot they could do with it, and I hope they're not all just remakes. I really do hope we get some new maps, and I also think that they could do some remasters of old maps. Like there's Transit, Buried, and Die Rise. I've been
Mm-hmm.
saying this for a long time. I really want to see those remastered.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what I have to say for that.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree on the remasters. I think this game could do them justice, unlike Black Ops 4. But I will say, yeah, I mean, I would love to see Buried, and with Buried connecting to the weapons, the Ray Gun Mark II, obviously.
Oh,
I
if we
feel
can
like,
get the mark, I think the ray gun in this game. If we could have the ray gun and ray gun Mark II, I think the Mark II. I mean, it always has been this way. At least with the ray gun Mark II just being superior for training. Oh my goodness, and
seriously.
with its damage, I think it would be able to kill just fine with this health cap. So
Oh, yeah.
being able to like go in the D Machina spawn room and just train to like 100 with the Mark II. Hmm.
But
I
see,
really hope
the
for that.
great thing about the Mark II was its penetration, and I don't know
Hmm.
if people have noticed this. This is one thing that I overlooked when talking in this discussion here, is that the penetration is also really bad on Cold War. So the Mark II
Hmm.
might be hindered. We might see its flaws in the amount of zombies it can kill because it didn't have that much ammo in those older games. So we might be only able to get like 2 kills with it, 3 kills with it if it's insta kill, because I think that's how it works with snipers,
Hmm.
which is sad.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very
I would
sad.
hope I would hope they would just buff the penetration on it and make it good.
Yeah, I don't know. There's weapons that do like a million plus damage on insta kill and only get 3 kills with headshots. So
I think
yeah.
the regular Mark II would also be really really good for the Megaton.
Oh,
Oh,
definitely. Hell
oh
yeah.
yeah,
I hope we see
that'd
new
be great.
bosses, like the new map. I don't. We People have been saying this on Twitter, and they don't want to see the Dark Aether, but I want to see the Dark Aether, and we could literally, like, say for example, we finally get a map in Egypt. The Dark Aether reflects like the Dark Aether of that area. Maybe
Hmm.
there's instead of jellyfish, maybe it's like cats now, or something like that.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
god,
Um,
Sphinxes.
yeah, something like that. Pharaohs, I don't know. Something just floating there. But yeah, you could literally have different characters from different areas of the world. You could have like a base in America, and what was I saying on Twitter? I forgot. But it's just, you could have so many different things, like so many, like the new boss type and what it would look like in the Dark Aether. It'd probably just be red, right? But at the same time, I want to see a new boss zombie. You know, the Megaton's kind of getting old. He's kind of getting a little cheesy to me. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Megaton. But
I just hope that the maps and like the bosses and all that stuff and the mechanics, and the features in the maps. I hope it just doesn't become a copy paste because yes, D Machine is really really fun, but as a map itself, it really isn't all that unique. The
yeah,
reason it has so much life is because of the Cold War mechanics. But
hmm,
if every map turns out to be that exact same thing, just the setting is slightly different, then the game isn't going to have any longevity.
yeah, it's basically a showcase of the engine or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would say, building off of that, I think that it would hopefully be similar to Infinite Warfare, where um what's it called, Zombies in Spaceland was a great map. I think what's the Kung Fu map? I know a lot of
Oh,
people don't
oh.
like that. I can't. This looks bad. I forgot the name. I'm forgetting everything
No, I
today.
don't. Shaolin Shuffle.
Shaolin Shuffle. You're right. I think it built upon a lot of what Zombies in Spaceland did right.
Hmm.
And I know people are probably like, "What? Huh?" They probably never even played that game, but I like that game. I really enjoyed that game, like all of it. And I think that this game, at least hopefully, is going to be similar. But obviously, people like this game more than they liked Infinite Warfare. So it's not. I'm not
Oh yeah,
saying that
I would
it's
agree with
more
that.
like Infinite Warfare. I'm hoping it progresses like Infinite Warfare with the building upon the mechanics and stuff like that, and just making
Yeah,
it more useful and having different aesthetics to it every time. Having a different
yeah.
experience, like you're actually having a different experience than Die Machina, and then the last map that they released for it, and it feels like as good or as replayable as Die Machina, but in its own way, you know. Hello.
Yeah.
You got nothing to say?
No.
No. All right. Well, I don't really know what we could add to this discussion. I mean, we left a lot out, but I feel like most people already know about the armor and the points and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of useless to reiterate that over and over again. So I
What about
think
some general first impressions?
okay, okay. Um, watch my first playthrough video. Wink, wink. No. I was really blown away because, like I said, I looked at the leaks. I was a weak man, and I just had to look,
I was
and
a weak man too.
because I knew how much time I was gonna dedicate to this game before the dark matter was announced or whatever. So I I was a bit underwhelmed when I saw the leak gameplay. I didn't hear any music, any round changing from the video that I saw. It was only like a 9-minute video, and it was very stale and bland and very low resolution. And I came in wide eyed and just taking everything in, and it was so beautiful. And I enjoyed Dead Ops Arcade too. I want to stream that sometime soon and try and do really well on that as well after I get a couple more classes diamonds. So that's exciting. Something to look forward to. But yeah, I was just in love at first sight. What about you, man?
Yeah, I definitely went into this game with a little bit more of a, I don't know if this is the right word to use, but more of like a practical approach. I really tried to keep before, because Black Ops 4, I was so hyped for the game. Like my feelings were just so invested at like the launch of that game and leading up to that, and I was left super disappointed. So I definitely went into this game with like a really open mind. I saw the gameplay and I was like this. It was weird because the Black Ops 4 leaked gameplay, I absolutely hated it. And this game, I was like, you know what? I think this could be really really cool. Um, and I tried not going into this game with a ton of expectations, and I think ultimately that was a really really good thing. I've really enjoyed this game so far. I think the base mechanics are some of the best, if not the best, that we have ever seen. And I think that this game has a lot of potential. I think there always is a possibility that this game and the life cycle of this game and post launch content, it really could flop. And the longevity might not be there for this game. But as it is right now, and with the starting content we have, I am really excited and I'm really really hopeful for the rest of this game.
I would agree with everything that you said. Yes, I feel like even now, 2 weeks out, there's less content being made by those streamers who, those new people who are playing it, zombies for like their first time in years on stream and stuff. I feel like that's gone away already, but I genuinely think that when the new maps come out, especially around the time Warzone comes out, there's going to be more people playing Cold War in general, and they're going to be like, oh shoot, yeah, there's a new zombies map. Let's see how. We didn't bring this up, but I like how good the Easter egg is. Not the story aspect, but it's just how you can complete it solo, and it's really easy to complete once you understand how the portals work. And those seem a bit hard to understand, but honestly, just do the Easter egg. Try the Easter egg with a couple of friends maybe, or even by yourself like twice or 3 times. It really doesn't take that long. I feel like it's really comprehensive, and I feel like Tim the Tatman, who hadn't played since World at War, I guess, and he
Oh
completed it.
wow.
Yeah, Tifu got to round 100, so there's gonna be a big interest, especially in this next map for people. This is going to be sort of like our Der Eisendrache, I believe. to
I
sort
really
of.
hope so.
I feel like the first map was like, all right, here's this golden springboard that we have for this game. It's all polished and clean. It gets you up real high, and you can get really good dives with it. Now we just have to, put the right content on there and get it going. So yeah, I feel like it's gonna be, this next map has to be great, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people coming back to it. But even if for just that week, every time a map drops, even if for just that week, I'm perfectly fine with that. As long as this game is like, it's sort of like oh, I don't want to say it, no, because it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, just forget about that. I'm rambling now. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this game goes and how the content, the DLC, builds upon the absolute awesomeness that is Cold War Zombies.
Too. And even if, because I think there could be a good chance that Zombies, it doesn't have that standalone feeling that like past Call of Duties have had, like
Yeah,
especially I think especially with Black Ops 3, like you could like the hype around it, like I know you don't like fully agree, but I feel like Black Ops 3, like having like a channel being like just zombies, and I feel like zombies had such like a strong core to it and such a strong like community where that came together. But I feel like now it's kind of, I guess it could be looked as a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, you see with these big streamers like playing zombies, it's kind of starting to mesh.
I
But I
agree.
think also at the end of the day, even if we won't see zombies have like that core, you maybe not unique. I'm trying to think of like the right word, but like to have like that like soul core community, it'll the the game will still be more mainstream even than it has ever before, since you have these big names playing it, and it keeps zombies in relevancy, even if it doesn't get back to the point where it was like with Black Ops 3.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's just been a crazy 4 years. I mean, people have gotten, huge milestones. People have dropped off of the face of the earth and come back just recently. We've had people swap genders in the community. It's just been a crazy time. I don't think this is, it's I can't really explain it. It's just it's interesting. I don't really mind it as much because I do plan on, I don't always want to upload zombies videos. I do eventually want to get out like a Spider-Man review or a Breath of the Wild review or a Doom review. I've been saying that since like, I don't know, 2017, and I just need to get on it, but this game is just so awesome, and I'm having fun with it, and hopefully it because it's gotten me interested in making videos again, not only just playing the game but
Yeah,
actually creating content. And hopefully
yeah.
when the content hype dries out for Cold War, I will definitely get back on the interesting introspective reviews of video games and shit like that. So I'm excited for
I
that.
think I think it's kind of funny because in a way, Cold War, even though like it's new and like I actually really enjoy it, it's I also I agree with you where it's like, yeah, like um I really have refound that love for making videos and like content creation. This game has oddly enough made me excited to like branch off and also do other stuff as well. Kind of like with what so many people are doing now with like zombies, it's like a part of what they do. Or
Yeah.
maybe not for people who like just came to like the big names that are playing it. Um like you have the Smith Plays, who also has like a second channel. And there's other YouTubers as well, like Noah J, who also has played like Warzone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, it's 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 made me happy though, because also with that, like zombies is still here and it's still always going to be a part of that. So
Yeah.
that's something that's got me really excited.
I feel like for a while it was so unlike multiplayer in the sense that, Call of Duty is a very when you look at it, it's a very, I wouldn't say simple idea for a video game, but it's like one of these has to exist. You know, there's Call of Duty, there's Battlefield. One of them has to exist. You know, the simple war shooter game, the first person war shooter game. And Call of Duty has, for zombies at least, tried to take that in the most different direction possible with all these different stories and stuff. But I feel like the introduction of these sort of weird in-game cutscenes and the operators, they're swaying more towards the multiplayer side. They're sort of giving in to the fact that they're not going to be able to reach as many people with the format that they were going with, just because it was so complex and it was so I wouldn't even say niche, just niche to the people who played Call of Duty. Because, like I said, Call of Duty is a very general game. I feel like every universe has their general Call of Duty or Duty of Call or whatever. So
Yeah,
I just
I've been
think this
saying
year
it for,
it's more like multiplayer, and eventually we'll see Warzone as well. So it's just, I feel like it's blending in more and more to multiplayer every year, and I feel like this is, at least if it's going to do that completely, which I don't think it will, if this is the last year in its own mode, I feel like this is a good send off. Like, I'd be fine with zombies ending this year.
I've been saying this for a while too, but I still think it's just gets proven more and more every single day. But this is truly a new era of zombies. Everything we're used to, and everything like we're used to like in the past, and what zombies has been, is this year I think really is changing a lot, and I think it's for the better.
I agree. Well, we have been recording for 50 minutes here, and I think that's a perfect amount of time to end it. I really want to thank you, Sawtooth, for being one of the only homies to show up. This is our idea, our baby. But we miss you, Sawtooth and Callian, or Nearix and Callian. Oh God, I'm speaking
I
too
miss
fast.
me too.
Yeah, I missed you, man. But yeah. Anything you want to say? Shout out, Twitter or anything like that? Where can people find you?
Yeah, just Sawtooth on YouTube. That's just Sawtooth. There's nothing else. It's just the name Sawtooth. Twitter at Sawtooth on YT. That's my most active social media platform outside of YouTube.
Yeah, I most likely had your Twitter linked on the video the whole time, but just in case anybody's listening, go follow him at Sawtooth on Twitter. This is gonna be a great year, man, and I'm excited.
Me too.
All right. Peace out, y'all.